Let's get back to that breaking news from Atlanta tonight. Former President Donald Trump booked at the Fulton County Jail earlier this evening. And just into the newsroom, the former president's mugshot taken at the jail. The 45th president's arrest stems from a slew of charges where he is accused of leading a conspiracy to overturn his electoral defeat in Georgia back in 2020. Ivan Rodriguez is in Atlanta tonight with more.
An unprecedented moment in American history, a former president booked in a county jail. Former President Donald Trump arrived at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta Thursday to turn himself in. Jail records show Trump was placed under arrest and booked and had his mugshot taken.
If you're indicted, then we're going to treat you as though you were indicted here locally. And so we will continue to do fingerprints, mugshots, etc.
The 45th president is accused of leading a conspiracy to overturn his 2020 election loss in Georgia. He faces 13 different charges, including 1 count of racketeering, 3 counts of solicitation, a violation of oath by public officer, and 2 counts of conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree, among many other charges.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
18 other people are listed in the indictment, including Trump's former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, and former personal attorney Rudy Giuliani.
This is an attack on the American people. If this could happen to me, who is probably the most prolific prosecutor, maybe in American history, and the most effective mayor for sure, it can happen to you.
Trump posting a $200,000 bond, leaving the Fulton County Jail after being booked. Ivan Rodriguez, WXII 12 News.
This is not the outcome that we had been hoping for, but by finding Alicia today, it can bring some closure. I hope and I pray it brings some closure to family and friends moving forward.
It's a sad end to a nearly 6-week-long investigation. Remains found near the small town of Norman, North Carolina are believed to be those of Alicia Watts. Her body was found about 20 minutes from her home in Moore County. Watts was last seen with her boyfriend at his Charlotte area home back on July 16th, but she wasn't reported missing until after he was found unresponsive in her SUV on July 18th. Her boyfriend, James Dunmore, has since recovered and is now in custody. He was arrested this morning at his home and charged with murder. Alicia's family is still working to process the news that she is gone.
Upset,
lost
hurt,
for words,
lost
devastated.
for words, but at the same time, our family needed some kind of closure. Everybody deserves closure.
Dunmore has previous convictions including kidnapping, stalking, and assault and battery. Family and friends are organizing a vigil and a rally in Alicia's honor. That's next Friday, September 1st. Right now, the search continues for the man who attacked and tried to kidnap a woman. She was jogging near downtown Winston-Salem. This happened just after 5:30 last night near Salem Cemetery on East Salem Avenue. Investigators say the suspect is 18 to 22 years old with a thin build. During the attack, he was wearing brown pants and a neon yellow shirt that appeared to be from construction or landscaping. The woman was not physically hurt. Authorities are expected to share more details on this investigation tomorrow. Burlington police say a 2-year-old boy is recovering tonight after he was shot by accident. It happened just before 2 o'clock this afternoon on Albright Avenue. It's still unclear tonight how that child was shot or if any charges will be filed in this case. Also tonight, bond is set at $250,000 for a Lexington man. He's accused of badly injuring his 1-year-old daughter. Christopher Gray is charged with felony child abuse. His arrest warrant reveals this happened on May 29th, and the little girl suffered bleeding in the area between her brain and skull, along with bleeding in her eyes. No word on her condition at this hour, but Gray is in court September 22nd. A Triad chiropractor is accused of sexual misconduct. High Point police say Jeffrey Frick is charged with misdemeanor sexual battery and use of premises for indecent exposure. Police tells us that he runs a chiropractic office on Lexington Avenue. The 64-year-old was arrested yesterday and is now out of jail on bond. New tonight, the State Department of Health and Human Services is warning of a potential scam involving EBT cards. DHHS says within the last few days, at least 650 EBT cards across the state have been compromised. More than 7,000 cards have been identified as potentially compromised, and we're told those cards have been canceled and replacement cards have now been sent out. If you've had benefits stolen from your own account, you can contact your county DSS office to have your benefits reimbursed. Some parents in Alamance County are scrambling to find a week of child care after the Alamance Burlington school system pushed back the first day of class. It's now September 5th and is due to mold issues plaguing the district. Joshua Davis shows us one organization that's stepping in to help out.
That Away summer program usually runs from June 12th to August 18th, but with the first week of school being pushed back by another week, they're stepping in to offer parents a helping hand.
We're like, all right, well, let's put our heads together and make something work for these families.
Alamance Burlington schools pushed back the first day of classes to September 5th after mold was found in more than 20 schools. Parents now have to figure out childcare for another week, and some organizations are stepping in to help, including That Away's Youth Center. Leah Padal, the youth programming supervisor for Burlington Parks and Rec, says the response from parents was swift. The 50 spots available filled up the day after they announced the program.
We had so much positive feedback, which is very appreciated from Burlington Recreation. So I know families in our community really need this care, and child care is so important just because a lot of parents, don't have the ability to find other care during the day if they're working or just other, they might not have family around here.
Catherine Matkins says she was taken by surprise when ABSS announced the delayed start to the school year and was worried what options she and her husband had when looking for childcare for their daughter.
To be honest, I think it felt a lot like COVID did in the beginning. So the initial panic set in and disappointment. I know my daughter was surprisingly disappointed not to start school. So it's stressful, and I think a lot of us are worried that it's going to stretch beyond the week.
She says when she heard about That Away's program, it felt like a weight off her shoulders.
Really grateful that they have stepped up and I'm sure scrambled. This was not planned, and they're, welcoming kids with open arms. So it's saving a lot of working parents a lot of headache.
That Away's Youth Center is adding more spots to their Rec Days program. You can find more information on WXII12.com. In Alamance County, I'm Joshua Davis for WXII 12 News.